That was not good. That was not enjoyable in any way, shape, or form, guys. Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. How are you guys doing? Probably not too well, apart from Ahmed. He's probably the only one that's doing quite well here. He's enjoying the sunset in Lisbon. Didn't let these guys ruin his vacation, so shouts out to him. He's the only one enjoying, because everyone else, we had to suffer through 1-1 Monza versus Inter. Definitely not the result I was expecting, not the performance I was expecting ahead of a difficult set of fixtures as well, guys. We've got Man City next, and then we've got Derby next. So definitely not the right way to kick things off after this international break. But yeah, it can be like this after the international break. I'm not giving the guys or Inzaghi an excuse, but the guys, when they come back, Lautaro, Taremi, they're coming back from, different continents, flying back maybe 1 or 2 days before the match. Everyone else coming back, if they didn't go to the international, it's a bit fragmented, when the teams come back from international break. So a lot of the times over the years, I have learned to kind of expect that from post-international break performances, but I still expected better. Let me see what you guys are saying. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel as usual, guys. I'm wearing the yellow today, kind of similar-ish, I guess, to the new third kit, which made his debut today. I was saying in my match preview, I don't know if it is going to make his debut or not, and it ended up making its debut. And it doesn't look, as usual, on the players, it doesn't look too bad. I'm still not a big fan of it. From a distance, it looks quite good. But again, any kit from a distance is, you just see the main colors of it, so it looks fine. But not too shabby. It looks all right. I just still don't really get what the pattern is doing, really, like what it means. But it looks nice on the players. I guess some people in the Discord I saw they were comparing it. We look like the Swiss team, Young Boys or Dortmund. I can see the resemblance. But what a weird game! Because we saw Arnautovic and Correa came on at the same time. A double substitution in September 2024 of Arnautovic and Joaquin El Tucu Correa. I thought I was in one of my nightmares. Crazy. I think that says a lot about the match. The fact that we finished the game with Correa, Arnautovic, and Taremi up top, and then the midfield two of Zielinski and Frattesi. That says a lot about this game. Very, very weird, not very good, and Inzaghi decisions a little bit interesting as well. Christian Potato actually fell asleep to this. Interesting. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, what was the XG for both teams? Let's have a quick look. XG for this game, not great. I mean, in the end, Inter put up 1.6 XG. That's more than I thought. And Monza only with the 0.2. So yeah, it wasn't really a great game to watch, to be honest. Mister not happy as well. He thinks the orange wicket weird. International break plus 70. I think Aslani was one of the better players, to be honest. I know he's always usually the target for Inter fans when things don't go well, and he's starting. But I thought today, apart from obviously a couple of misplaced passes which were frustrating, I thought he was actually one of the better midfielders, to be honest. Poor display from everyone. Hey, Matteo, I disagree with you. As much as we made fun of Correa actually had the pre-assist to Dumfries' goal, the pass to Augusto, and he actually won a foul. And I thought this is the most effort I've seen from Joaquin Correa since, like, I don't know, 2-3 years at Inter. So actually, as much as I'm making fun of that performance, actually, he was probably better than Lautaro. Let's be real. Yeah, Mkhitaryan, not a fan of the kit, and of course, not a fan of the performance either. Yeah, Darmian today was completely useless. Mkhitaryan, and does look, again, we're talking about it, but now the games are adding up. I was saying, first 2-3 games, I said, let's calm down, guys. Let's not call Mkhitaryan finish. We got to give him benefit of the doubt. Let's evaluate as things go on. But now we're getting to, few games in a row now where we're saying like, but at the same time, his, was supposed to be, well, I guess Zielinski is supposed to be in theory substitute, but Frattesi is showing today why, as Stefan says here, showing why a lot of the times he doesn't start. I mean, we talk about it. His overall game just isn't quite there for Inter level. For Italy, he starts. For Italy, he scores. For Inter, he scores as well. Not this season, but in general. But his overall game, his movement, his footballing IQ off the ball or receiving the ball just isn't quite at that level still. And as I said, this season is the season I'm judging Frattesi. Last season, that was his first year at Inter, first big club from Sassuolo. He was actually an ex-Monza player. But I gotta see a bit more from Frattesi, especially when he's given the start. And I wanted him to start, with this form that he's in with Italy. So I don't blame Inzaghi for starting him, but he didn't really deliver today. He had a couple half chances as well, which you'd expect him to tuck away. At the moment he's continuing to be just super sub material, which is actually completely fine. Every big club, every team needs a super sub. It's just that our super sub has cost us 35 million or whatever, which is a lot of money for Inter. I think when everyone saw that substitution, when that happened, and when this was actually very ballsy as well, like outside of just the Arnautovic Correa substitution, very, very ballsy from Inzaghi. Lautaro was not good. Lautaro was really, really not good. Very ineffective. Even he, with his one half chance that he had, didn't take it well. And at the 56th minute, Inzaghi taking him off. Very big call. Obviously, thinking ahead to, of course, the Man City game and the derby next weekend. But bringing on Dumfries, Zielinski, Taremi, ballsy decision from Inzaghi. Did it really pay off? I mean, obviously, yeah, Denzel scored, but there wasn't really too much that changed afterwards. Inter threw a lot of men forward in the end, and I think regardless of whoever was on, Inter were gonna put some pressure on at the end. But I agreed with the move. It just really didn't change things around too much, to be honest. Could Barella have come on? I've seen a lot of people talk about Barella, but guys, Barella, I know he had zero. I've seen people tweet it like it's quite frustrating. I know he has 0 minutes in the international break, but it doesn't mean that he's fully rested. He has 0 minutes in the international break because he had an operation on his nose. And yes, it was a minor operation, nothing serious, very routine, but it's still an operation. That means he had to go through to a hospital or some sort. He had to go through some anesthetic. He probably had to take 1 or 2 days off from training completely. And the recovery after that. And again, it's like people are forgetting now. If Inzaghi started his full starting 11, people would have said, oh, now for the Man City game, we're going to be tired. So like he had to do it. I agree. Of course, the result doesn't prove it, but at some level, he had to rotate Inzaghi. And Barella is the one that I don't really see why there's arguments. Barella is the one I have no arguments. The one you can say is Hakan. Could a Hakan have started? We don't know. Çalhanoğlu had maybe some sort of issue with Turkey in the international break, that because he didn't even bring him on as a sub. So that's one thing that leads me to think, usually Inzaghi, even if he doesn't start the main guys, he brings them on afterwards. So that means that Barella, he didn't trust him to play any minutes today. Quite rightly, if he's not ready, then don't force him. And then Hakan, you usually bring Hakan as well if Aslani hasn't performed, but he didn't bring him on today. So again, maybe Hakan has some sort of issue. Like we don't know what goes on in the background, and Inzaghi has always brought on these guys if he doesn't start them. So I agree with his rotation, and in the substitutions, as again, the only one that I could say is Hakan, but then I don't know whether he was ready to, or he had some sort of issue. So I'll give Inzaghi the benefit of the doubt on that one. And yeah, Darmian really useless in these types of matches. And I definitely want to see Denzel starting on Wednesday against Man City. I mean, that is the type of game. Well, actually, you say that, and again, Man City going to have more of the possession, and we're going to have to play more of a defensive game. So really, today was the match for Denzel. And I hope now Denzel, this contract situation is getting over the line. I hope to see him start more. Like, Darmian should not be the untouchable right wing back in this formation. Like, it's literally, they're just neck and neck, Dumfries and Darmian. Darmian slightly better defensively, just a little bit smarter maybe when he's got the ball at his feet, but Dumfries offers a lot more in terms of offensive threat most of the time, and pace, of course. And this was the game for him. And Darmian really struggled to get involved today. Yeah, not much involvement at all. Lost 4 duels as well. Not surprised he wasn't good today. Frattesi, let's have a look. Its passing percentage. Oh, actually, it wasn't too bad. Kept it safe, which is good. That's one thing with Frattesi. He didn't force anything or didn't try anything stupid or lost any stupid balls. So there is some improvement there. It's just that he was very anonymous outside of that and a couple of half chances he had. But made his presence felt. 4 out of 4 ground duels, 1, 4 recoveries, 2 out of 2 tackles. So did well there. Let's have a look at Aslani. He kept things ticking. A couple of wrong passes, as I said. But here, 0 tackles out of 3, 1. Dribble pass twice. This is where he needs to improve. But overall, I didn't really mind Aslani's performance today. Let me see what you guys are saying. This one is all on Inzaghi. Bada says heavy rotation plus Aslani's worst game in it. What? Jesus, man. You guys need to go back and watch some Aslani games. Like, this was not that bad of a game from Aslani. I've seen worse from Aslani. He was ineffective. I agree with that, but definitely not his worst game. Definitely not. And again, Inzaghi has to rotate. Today he had to rotate. It is what it is, guys. Now it's easy to say, but he has to do it in front of what we've got. 2 big games coming up. He had to do it. You can disagree. Again, the Barella one, I think, for me, it's off the table. Like, the guy isn't ready to start. And maybe, I don't even know if Inzaghi is going to risk him to start against Man City. The one I'm saying, is maybe Lautaro. Did he come back? In the right shape from the Argentina trip? Maybe could have started Taremi there, but Thuram wasn't great either. Apart from that, there's not really too much. It was Dimarco completed another full 90, which I'm surprised about. But maybe he could have started Bastoni, forced Bastoni and Dimarco. But again, there had to be some rotation. I really don't see, in terms of starting 11, a mistake from Inzaghi. What I can say is maybe the way he brought on the players. But again, I don't really. Maybe we could have brought on Bastoni. But again, Augusto did get the assist. Yeah, why doesn't Augusto been given the assist? He should have the assist. Wait. Why hasn't Augusto not been given the assist? He clearly assisted the goal for Dumfries. What the hell? That's weird. So I don't know. You guys tell me what are Inzaghi's mistakes? I don't really see him. I think it's just a poor performance all around from the players, from the guys. I don't really see Inzaghi's mistakes. But it's easy to say now. Mattia should have not rotated, wasted chance to go +2 on Ruben. I mean, we don't really need to think about this. Not to focus on the Serie A table at the moment. Napoli are top now, a point above us, and we're at the same points as Juve. Of course, it would have been nice to go +2 on Juve. That would have made things very, very nice going into this difficult period. But I like that, at least we didn't lose the game. We still, started the season unbeaten at least, which is good to see, both at Genoa and here at Monza, that we saw a reaction straight away from this team. Kirby says, I never want to see Aslani Frattesi making his yellow kit. Wow, Jesus Christ, guys. The overreaction now, Kirby. Thank you, by the way, as usual, for the streaming on the Discord. But come on, the overreaction. Crazy. Never want to see some of these players. Ian Kerr thought that was 2 points drop. We huffed and puffed and blew nothing down. Away form is becoming an issue. Yeah, the Genoa game started with a draw. This one away. Last season, it was our strength. The away games was, we were the best away team in the league. That's really, really what set us apart last year. Obviously, everything was setting us apart last year, but the away form was one of the keys. So that's something interesting, Ian, bringing up there to keep an eye on how our away form continues for the remainder of the season. Congratulations to Napoli with the score Scudetto. Yeah, Lakaka is linking up finally again with Conte, and he's looking decent with Kvara, etc. 4-0 win. Hey, incident worldwide in the house. I'm guessing this is Anthony, brother. We were effing awful today, and I don't give 2S of the fake positive coming out of our fan base. No, I agree. We were. But again, yeah, I blame the guys today. I'm not really blaming Inzaghi on this one. I just think I'm not happy with individual performances today. Guys that we've been wanting to start, like Frattesi, and then our main guys up front. Our big duo, our star players, Lautaro Martinez and Thuram. Lautaro has had a very quiet start to the season, and I've given him a free rein. The first few games, I said, I actually thanked him for Genoa, the game, because he played even though he didn't have a preseason. So thank you for that. Clean slate after that. But then he has not really done anything up until now. And now, we are getting towards mid-September. So he hasn't really got the excuse of the late. Well, he still has the excuse, but he might be maybe a little bit behind the other guys. But we've seen him also. He's been scoring for Argentina in the international break. So he hasn't stepped up for Inter yet. And now he is, the highest paid player in the team, the captain, I think widely recognized as the best player in the league as well now. So he needs to step up. So that's who I'm blaming, Anto, bro. The players today. I think the players just very flat performance. Very, very flat performance. None of the substitutes took their chance with both hands, and the starters didn't take their chance in both hands either. And yeah, thank you, Mattia, for reminding us. Yeah, and at the end, I took a screenshot of it, guys. I think we finished the game in a 3-4-2-1 with Correa and Taremi behind Arnautovic, which is, again, just signifies what this game was. A really, really weird game. Really, really weird end to the game. The fact that we finished the game in this type of weird formation and with Frattesi and Zielinski as the two midfielders. Really, really odd. Zielinski, yeah, didn't look good, to be honest, when he came on. Yeah, no, it didn't look great. Yeah, I guess we blame not happy with Mkhitaryan's performance, but then did Zielinski really come on with that type of hunger to make a difference? I don't really know. Midfield today was terrible, no creativity. Yeah. I don't subscribe to this whole especially in the Italian media. If you follow Italian media, there's been a whole thing about how does Frattesi not start for Inter? Inzaghi's got big decisions to make. How does he not start? But we know why he doesn't start. He just hasn't got that technical and footballing IQ to be the permanent starter in this team. It is what it is. Yeah, Inzaghi ball definitely needs the midfield ticking. Zielinski is the deepest midfield without protection. Yeah, I mean then he was just gambling at the end. Zielinski as the deepest midfielder. He actually did quite well at the end. Zielinski he ran back to stop one counter attack, which was really good. We are not going to get anywhere near the Champions League, so I don't know why we have been treated this game like around the 16 Coppa Italia match. Well, I mean, Anthony, we also talked about how many games are coming up this season, bro. We might end up, depending on how the things go, 70 games. The projection is some players might end up playing a crazy amount of minutes. And it starts now, and it's not going to end until that Club World Cup that it's in, June, July. The rotation has to start at some point. And we rotated exactly like this. As I mentioned, we had a pretty similar lineup like this last season. We went away to Fiorentina and won comfortably 1-0 or 2-1. with Asllani and Frattesi starting with Mkhitaryan in midfield. I remember exactly similar rotations to this last season where we got the win, but we were a much smoother and more limone ball team for sure last season. We haven't got to that level yet. Stanislav, not happy, just like the rest of us. What was that? Where was the Grinta? Where was the face of the champions of Italy and the motivation for back-to-back talk? This match brings me back to the Banter era. Everyone was terrible. Yeah, no words. I agree, Stanislav. I really, really do agree. Don't know about bringing it back to Banter era, but definitely not the face of the champions of Italy. Definitely not. Anthony LaFleur, wow, look at that. Thank you very much for the donation, bro. Really appreciate it. And I think you are a Milan fan as well, which makes me very grateful for your donation. Big up for you guys. All I can say is that it was just a bad day at the office. That's taking it easy on us. As for us at Milan, I'm not getting carried away heading into the derby, even though we got must win. Yeah, nice 4-0 win for you guys. But yeah, Venezia look really, really bad. Really, really bad. But thank you. I would say it's a little bit more of a bad day at the office. You know, it's been a few performances now that we not looking too good, especially away. What a horror show by Pavard. Yeah, we need to talk about Pavard today. Like, I would say a horror show, but he definitely got owned on the header here. So the cross in, maybe Zielinski could have done better to stop it, the cross, but he got completely towered by Dani Motta, who scored the header for Monza. So yeah, then he got a silly yellow card at the end as well when he got done by Dani Motta again, and then he just took him down in frustration. So not a particularly great showing by Pavard, but that doesn't mean he should be dropped for Bisek. That's not really how things, you know, it's not like one bad performance and you drop a guy, Eminem. But this was a game also for Bisek. You know, we're a team that we know that Monza were going to sit back for most of the game. What was the possession looking like? Yeah, you know, 60% possession, 40 for them. This is a game that probably suited Bisek a little bit more. And I think he probably would have helped out aerially a bit more as well, because Duric was just a giant towering above De Vrij and the others. But, you know, definitely one to that, you know, Pavard's not going to look back on fondly. Yeah. I mean, I've talked about this at the beginning of the season. That's why I put, you know, in my season preview, I put Napoli firmly in my top 4, because no Europe, no midweek games for Conte and Napoli. So that's Conte's bread and butter. Mkhitaryan is clearly on decline. Don't tell me that he go to Dortmund for a friendly game. Exhausted now. He's just not looked at himself yet this season at all in any of the games. Deepesh says, I think mistakes like with Frattesi Mickey's that play a similar role. In fact, we missed having created ping balls this line. What do you think? Well, I don't think Frattesi and Mkhitaryan is similar. Mkhitaryan is always the deeper one out of the two. And Barella is the one that's usually given the Frattesi role to go more. There was just, maybe because they haven't played that much together, the trio of Asllani, Frattesi and Miki together, but there was just no real chemistry between the three. But no, Frattesi is quite different from Mkhitaryan. Diciamo hanno uno in faccia. At least Ian's got still a bit of banter towards the Milanisti. Lauti still yet to score the season for Inter and Argentina. Oh, I thought he scored for Argentina. Did he not score? I swear I've seen him score for Argentina. Did he not? Maybe I'm imagining things. Maybe I'm just thinking about his Copa America goals. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, maybe he's not done anything. Yeah, my bad. He's not done anything. Fair enough. Fair play. Thank you, Indra, for bringing that up, because for some reason, I was thinking in my head that he had scored for Argentina in one of the recent international, but I must be thinking about the Copa America. These subs should have been enough for Monza. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this team, and it should have been, and it still is. Again, if I had the magic wand and you told me to play this match again, I would ask what was the issue with Hakan maybe I was trying to force Hakan to play and maybe be second there, but I really wouldn't change too much. Oh, Denzel for sure. But I really wouldn't change too much in this formation, to be honest. This isn't a good enough team to beat this Monza team, and this Monza team is not good. And this Monza team, like, let's talk about it on the other side. Fair play to Monza. They frustrated Inter and did quite well to, you know, create some chances here and there, but they created pretty much not, like, even the, you know, the goal was a good chance with the header. Then there was a decent header again for Duric, but that's it. That's the only two chances, half chances they had. So in terms of defensively and like what Inter nullified this team as well, they did quite well. It's just that we weren't able to break them down. This Monza team defended very resolutely, very well, very disciplined. And again, I still don't think they're as good as Monza from last couple of seasons, but they did well. So fair play to them. But they didn't really do too much going forward. They got the goal. I am a little bit worried the fact that he's played 2 long games for Italy, and then he still played this. And we definitely need him. You know, Dimarco in the Champions League is a difference maker. We need that left foot in the Champions League against Man City. He was really good in the Champions League final against Man City. If you guys remember, he was one of our better players. I definitely want him, but you know, we already know that he was dying at the end. He made that one sprint at like around the 90th minute, sprint back and stop a counter, and then he was holding his leg. Like, we know he just doesn't have the body type for this type of running, and then this type of running back to back to back. So yeah, I am a little bit worried with Dimarco. Does the deflection go against Carlos getting an assist? Yeah, it shouldn't really. It shouldn't. Yeah, I didn't. Maybe I just missed it. I didn't see the deflection. That's just my bad. But still, I feel like he deserves the assist for that. To be honest, UCL is where we make money and our players will gain resale value as much as Scudetto. Well, don't really know about that. I mean, I'm like resale value. It's just because there's more eyes when we're playing Champions League doesn't create more resale value. It depends on our performance. But I know what you mean. But, you know, winning the league this is how we've been growing last few years, you know, winning leagues, winning titles domestically, first of all. That should always be the priority. Thor having a long drought already. Yeah, usually he, you know, starts off okay, but then, you know, what's usually his bad month is with like November or December is usually there's like one like bad month every season. Like Lautaro always has a bad month. I don't think he had it last year, but he always has one bad month, and at least he usually waits a few weeks for it to have it. But it seems like he had it early today. Yeah, maybe a half mind already on City for sure. Like, we know Limone, our boy Inzaghi, has his little vengeance plans when it comes to like Liverpool. He always mentions that Liverpool game. Seems like he loses sleep at night for the Liverpool game and Man City. I'm sure he's looking to, you know, wanting some vengeance for that Champions League final. Zielinski looks bad. I mean, I like the way, like, you know, he came on. He definitely was, you know, he made an impact compared to Mkhitaryan. It's just that he's definitely not very bedded in at the moment. He seems to have no chemistry, no understanding with his teammates. But, you know, he came on and tried to, you know, punted some crosses in, some decent. One of them was really bad, like went outside the stadium, I think. He tried, at least he tried. I think his rating here is a little bit exaggerated, but he tried. I don't think it was a bad cameo, but it wasn't like, this guy should definitely start over Mkhitaryan. But again, you know, this is actually his first appearance, so we got to give him that, guys. 56 minutes. So 56th minute he came on today. This is his first appearance this season. So we got to give him some time for sure. Yeah, to a certain extent, for sure. But then if you overstretch in the Champions League and you don't have the squad to fight on two fronts, then it's going to punish you in the league as well. And then you end up in a situation where you got far in the Champions League, but not that far for it to be really important. And then if you lose out on the league, and you look stupid. Blame the hideous kits. Yeah, it looks like not a lot of people happy with this. Do you still think we can dream of winning Champions League? Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not just one game like this is going to make me stop the dream, but dreaming is the right word, because again, especially with this new format, the Champions League, you really like the squad is going to get stretched, really going to stretch their legs to the max. And of course, we've got a average age of our squad is already a little bit older than other teams. So it's not ideal having to play all these extra games. But again, you know, this when you look in Europe outside of Man City and Real Madrid, excuse me, there's like no one really scares me. That's the thing. And the level of modern football right now with the teams is we're there. We're underneath. We're definitely not in like the elites, but we're not far from like the other teams for sure. You know, even though Atletico Madrid, just last season we already could have progressed further. There were just some little small details, small mistakes here and there that ended us getting punished. Yeah, the dream for me definitely not ending. Again, it depends who we get in those later rounds. I don't quite know how those later rounds will work now in this new format. Yeah, I agree, Mkhitaryan. I mean, the Atalanta game was good. Let's not say like every single game was bad. He was good in the Atalanta game, Mkhitaryan. But the other 3 games, not so much for sure. In the derby, we just thought Mkhitaryan, Zielinski. It depends. If he starts Mkhitaryan again against Man City, then yeah. But Mkhitaryan does have a knack in the derbies. Does have a bit of a knack, and that's actually the last time he scored. Zielinski, Mkhitaryan hasn't scored since the first derby of last season when he scored twice. It's like he's completely forgot to score since then. But in general, he does seems to have a knack to perform quite well in the derbies. I think a win over City is possible. I do think it is possible. I watched a little bit of their game against Brentford yesterday. They conceded like 2 minutes in. They're not like infallible for sure. And especially usually City start quite slow in the season. They get, just like most top teams, they wait until January, February, March to get into like top gear, and then they just like take everyone apart usually. But this year they actually started better earlier, and actually even without like any like big signings, they haven't really made any big signings this year. Besides Savinho, and they brought back Gundogan, but maybe that is just because they've been so solid and just same team, same players for a long time, and the Pep, they're very well oiled, and usually there's less chopping and changing this year. But yeah, no, I think it's possible. I'm not expecting a win, but I think it's possible. I think it's more likely we lose against City early and then take them later see if we're able to pull off. Do you mean in the game? Because we only play them once, Grant. In the new format, we don't play them twice. We only play once. Each team. Unless, we play them in the knockout rounds afterwards. Beast against City, maybe. But again, like, it's not... I don't think Pavard's mistakes that it was enough to warrant him being punished and being put out of the team. And it's not like he went out for international break. He's quite fresh, so not really. No, I'm not really inclined to start Bisek against Man City. Monza parking the bus, 100%. They parked the bus, and we didn't have answers for that. Also, Darmian cannot handle Doku's pace, but we know anyone. Yeah, but Darmian, in theory, can't handle Leao's pace. We shouldn't be able to handle Kvara's pace, but Darmian is smart in the way that he handles these guys, and usually he is able to handle them quite well. So if Inzaghi does start him, it means that he's looking to play slightly more defensive game away to City, which I can see why he would do that. Whereas Denzel, even though in theory has more pace, he actually has a tendency to like get beaten 1v1 a bit more. He does not quite as good as Darmian is, like in the way he positions himself and body and defensive IQ. It's just that in theory, you know, Denzel should be able to keep up with a lot of the faster guys. Yeah, that's the thing. Like we've got so many games, so it's not really that important. The Man City, if we lose the Man City game, it's not where, you know, our Champions League is going to be won or lost. But it's kind of like it's a game that can give you that confidence, like, you know, to get your season kick-started, you know, to give you that, you know, zhuzh, that bit of pizzazz to get things kicked off, and maybe, you know, a bit of limone ball away at Man City, you know, lets the whole Europe know that, you know, this team is still really good. What will be our key strategy of winning against City? Well, first of all, yeah, definitely keeping them quiet at the back, keeping solid at the back, and then try to hurt them afterwards. Be patient. Try to transition when we can, but also, you know, not to force it, and try to also play our game just like we did in the Champions League final. Not to sit back too deep as well. Try to press them like we did. Yeah, try to replicate basically that Champions League final, like mid to low block with some high pressing in between. And then, yeah, try to switch play as quickly as possible from, you know, left to right or right to left like we did. And then hopefully better chance taking in the box. Too many international break going on. I mean, it's the same. They haven't added more Bob the Wop, but yeah, it is ridiculous because this Nations League is just glorified friendlies. They're competitive, but not really. They just turned friendlies into competitive games. But it's still, to me, I still count them as glorified friendlies. So, and yeah, that is also the reason why some of these performances can be lackluster. Well, even though Napoli, I mean, speaking of every single team, I mean, Milan, Venezia were just stupid. They just literally conceded 1 minute in, and then afterwards gave them 2 penalties. So Venezia gifted that win to Milan, but Napoli were not good. I watched actually the Napoli-Cagliari games today. Cagliari had couple of headers in the box, just like the one we conceded today. Meret made 2 amazing saves, or 1 amazing save. No, actually, yeah, 2 amazing saves. 1 shot from distance that hit the crossbar, and then once Napoli scored Napoli got lucky on the first goal that they scored. It was a complete lucky deflection from outside of the box. And then afterwards, you know, they just hit them on the counter a couple of times. So it wasn't actually a very impressive performance at all, even though they won 4-0. And Juve, coming back off the international break, they did not look good either. Liverpool, coming off the international break, didn't look good. Man City, as I said, conceded 1 minute in against Brentford, and then had to come back. Arsenal just sneak past Spurs. Like, international, it's just how it is, guys. At the moment, it's you have to live with it, and Inzaghi and all the coaches have to learn to adapt to it. But it's not ideal. It's not ideal. No, I actually don't know if he's Carlos here is talking about the Due Stelle sul Cuore. So this is the documentary that Inter made for the second star journey to the Scudetto, and at the moment it's only out in Italy in cinemas. Not even Italians like on streaming they can watch it at the moment. So they haven't released it. They haven't released any details of where after. So I think this for the first week or 2 is just available in cinemas, and only selected. It's not like worldwide cinemas, just like a few selected cinemas in Italy. But they haven't really said how and where it will be available afterwards, which I definitely want to watch. So hopefully I hope Inter can maybe, I don't know, collaborate with Netflix or someone to launch it, put it there, or maybe put it on their own website or something. I don't know. They need to make sure that it's available for everyone, because every Inter fan wants to see that behind the scenes footage. Yeah, 100%, Lorenzo. This is where the league has won or lost. Of course, you have to win some big games, but, you know, 12, 13 out of the 20 teams in the league are going to be teams like Monza, who are going to sit back, park the bus. So that's where you need the most points, and that's where you need to win the games when the teams are sitting back. So today, big fail. Inter were not able to break down this Monza defense well. Oh, we'll do a proper preview for the Man City game Yeah. I mean, come on, Ava. Like, we're not getting like just because Milan won one game 4-0. That's their first win of the season, and we didn't win today. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, now I'm worried for the derby. Especially the way that Milan have been playing. The style of play of Milan is still the exact same style of play that we love to play against. So if they're gonna continue playing the same way that Pioli's Milan played, then I'm still very, very confident now. Thomas Hart is worrying people don't realize. No, I mean, we talk about it. It's, that's one of his weaknesses, of course. But I don't think it was an issue today. But in general, of course, it's a small weakness of his. Who do you think will be the biggest threat to Scudetto this year? Well, at the beginning, I thought it would be Milan and Juve. At the moment, yeah, Milan look like they need more work compared to the others. I'll say, yeah, let's say Juve and Napoli for now. I need to see more from this Milan team to see it like defensively, because I thought Fonseca would try to fix them defensively, but they do not look good. Pretty unfair that Zhang's not part of the documentary. He wasn't there, bro. I know. I saw this like controversy in the media about him not being there, but he wasn't in Italy last year because he couldn't travel to Italy. He didn't come to the games. Where are they going to get footage of him? And I think Marotta commented on it that there was supposed to be some footage of him, like a virtual interview, or like a virtual, or like a Teams call or a Zoom call type presence of him. Like maybe that, I think they should have added something like that for sure. Like I'm sure he must have spoken to the team virtually at some point. But I don't get why there's controversy about it. He was not in the bloody country, and that was his own fault because of his personal legal issues and not being able to travel down to Italy. We'll do as I said, a proper Man City preview. Probably tomorrow or Tuesday. How can someone ask me when again? Like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like one draw, and now people are asking if like it's possible to win against Milan. It's like, have you seen our record in the derby recently? Like even me, I'm usually quite or like I very like in my match previous for the derbies, I always either predict like a draw or very rarely like a cautious win recently. But now I've got to the stage like, geez, like when are we not gonna win? That's the issue. Not yet. I haven't bought this year's kit yet, but I will buy the second one. I've said the second one is my favorite this year. That's the one I'm gonna buy. Not really digging the other ones, to be honest. Yeah, nobody's come out swinging yet. Nobody. Yeah, I don't think there's been really that much of a standout performer team. If we look at the whole league, if we look at the whole of Serie A, there's been no one clear standout team at the moment. Juve were good in the first few games, but that was against nobodies. Torino drew 0-0 today. You could say they've been, standout. Hey, Udinese could go top of the league if they win tomorrow. That's crazy. Udinese and Hellas Verona, look at them. But then we can say, there's been one impressive team if Udinese win tomorrow. But no, Roma have been stinky. Fiorentina have been stinky. Parma have been interesting team. Milan, of course, have been stinky. Atalanta have been very inconsistent. So yeah, at the moment, it's not really no one's looking that much of a clear favorite, and I still think we are the favorites. I think still we are still favorites. Maybe I mean surely, but that's also the thing. Like even if we lose, like we have to lose some eventually, guys. Like we can't win every single derby forever. Like if you look at the general record, it's quite balanced. Milan winning and Inter winning. I think we might have a slight edge in like total wins, but at some point this streak is gonna have to end. So I just hope it's not this one for sure, because we need to start a winning streak now. Yeah, we have a strong doing 7 derbies in a row. That would be a record in the fixture. There you go. That would be amazing to get that. Yes, I was predicting Taremi's. I'm most waiting. Pavard's one, a centre back is like, we're waiting for over a season, but a centre back's goal is, not big of a deal. But for Taremi, he needs it as a person. Aslan, he's got his first goal. What do you mean? Or do you mean just this season? But Aslan, he had a goal last season. But yeah, Taremi for sure. Pavard, is a nice to have if he gets it. You think we can match the number of points we had last season? How many did we have? No, I think last year, I've said it, I think we overperformed a little bit last season. Serie A table 2023, 24. 94, yeah, I don't think we're getting 94. I think we overperformed quite a bit, only 22 goals conceded, 2 losses. Like, there was a little bit of overperformance. I think 85, 86 is like a good realistic target, and I think that should land you the Scudetto as well. Well, I feel if Udinese go table tomorrow, nothing. This Udinese, give them a little round of applause. It won't last that long. Taremi needs to start scoring. We should have kept Dzeko. Yeah, Dzeko. Again, I think we got the issue with Dzeko was who we replaced him with was Arnautovic, but I like it. He was 35, 36. He still wanted to be a starter. He's doing well in Turkey. I'm not really too fussed about the Dzeko one. The Italians Bologna look really, really bad. They're gonna not represent Italy very well, are they? Would you trade this year's Scudetto for a spot in the Champions League final? It's a very interesting question. I mean, we do have number 2. We've got the second star under our belt. But you're talking about guaranteed trophy there, Eva. A guaranteed trophy or a potential of winning a trophy. I'm taking the guaranteed trophy. I'm taking the Scudetto, to be honest. Yeah, Timmy sees them about 30th or below. Yeah, please. Or maybe they're going to be one of those teams that are going to be completely awful in the league, and then maybe, Italiano's football, we saw it in the Conference League, because there's a little bit more open style of play, the way he plays. Maybe it's more suited to Europe. We saw Fiorentina went to back-to-back finals in the Conference League. So maybe it could be one of those weird, funny teams that does really well. Yeah, Tajon was kind of missed today. I think today would have been a good game to bring Tajon on. Looks like he's going to be actually back earlier than we thought, around October time. I was thinking at one point, like, it would have been nice to bring on Tajon today, especially with Dimarco dying on his feet. Would you have considered signing Rabiot despite his... no. The midfield is the one area where we're kind of overstacked at the moment. And his salary demands are exorbitant. But let's say even if it was cheap, it would be nice to have it's a kind of nice profile that he brings, kind of a ball carrier, physical and left-footed. We don't have a left-footed midfielder, but numerically we're kind of sorted. And he brings along a bit of baggage, Rabiot, his mom, she's quite famous for their off-field demands and issues that they bring along. Yeah, no, not happy at all with Bologna this year. I don't rate them. I rate them to a certain extent, but they look really bad. They look worse than I thought they would. No. Trebles are very, very, very hard to achieve. Unless you mean by treble, you mean like minor cups, like, if you win a Coppa Italia, Supercoppa, and a Scudetto, that's possible. Something like a mini B-Tech treble, but not like an actual treble with the Champions League, for sure. No. Obviously, yeah. So if you ask me to trophy, yeah, Scudetto trophy or Champions League trophy, then I'm taking Champions League trophy any day. But if you're giving me a Scudetto trophy and just the Champions League final, then I'm taking the Scudetto trophy. We might actually gaslight a Prem team in tiring Italiano. I have Mkhitaryan and Darmian starting to decline. I'm actually going to make a video of review of the Mercato, why some of the decisions were made, and how much actually into how the financial situation is going to look. The Excel sheet is coming back. The famous Excel sheet is coming back, and actually a more in-depth version of the Excel sheet, including amortization, etc. So I'm going to give you a look actually into Inter squad cost has actually gone up this year. So there were some decisions that had to be made, and actually Inter, because of the contract renewals, our squad cost has actually gone up. So yeah. No, I don't do watch-alongs. I don't do watch-alongs because I don't enjoy them. I like watching the game and focusing on the game because I have to do two things, and because usually your streams or our streams can be like misaligned, and like people start reacting in the comments, or I start reacting before you guys have even seen the goal. Yeah, I'm not really. I do them here. I think maybe I do like 1 or 2 a season. I don't know if did I do one last year. I think last year might be the first year I didn't do any at all. But last year I was having internet issues as well. Now my internet is a lot more solid. I think I can actually do it. I might do one, but definitely not big games, because big games, I'm like, I need to enjoy them. I need to feel them. Mo is the guy. Mo, Judge Mo, check him out. He does inter watch-alongs. Let's finish up now, guys. Who is the man of the match? Is there really even the man of the match? Probably not really. If we had to give one, a charity man of the match, I guess. Really, no one today. No one stood out. Very, very, very poor. Maybe Denzel. Let's give it to Denzel, man. Came on, got the goal, made an impact, I guess. Let's give it to Denzel. Man of the match, nobody. Yeah, I mean, sometimes maybe no one deserves it, to be honest. Dimarco, man. I mean, I know he's got a higher rating here, but he was up and down in his performance today. Lots of crosses, not very accurate. He was good, but yeah, could be Dimarco, but I'm feeling like giving it to Denzel just because at least came on, got the goal. Otherwise, it's just turgid. However, you coming with the hard questions every time. Best performer so far this season, Thuram, pretty easy. Thuram's been outstanding. Obviously today he was anonymous, but he's been outstanding at the beginning of the season. Worst performer, maybe Mickey or Lautaro. Maybe Lautaro, because yeah, I mean, he's really done no goal, no assist or nothing. Probably Lautaro or Mickey, I would say, up until now. Yeah, no, it's one of those. We're just fishing for like bottom of the barrel today. Denzel came on and got a silly yellow instantly. Yeah, but he deserved the foul for that. I see why he should have got a foul for that. Kyriakopoulos literally like was dragging him down, so I can see why he was frustrated. Yeah, we definitely need Lautaro. Definitely Lautaro to wake up, and hopefully he wakes up against Man City, which I am. Yeah, I'm going to the Man City game on Wednesday. I'm actually going with, if you guys are on Twitter, Perisnich, famous Perisnich. We're going together, and I'll try to do a vlog. He probably won't appear in it, so don't ask, because he doesn't. He's anonymous on Twitter, and he doesn't like appearing on camera. So don't. If you know him off Twitter, just you've already got the answer. He's not going to appear on camera. But I'll try to do a vlog, or maybe I'll get him to hold the camera and he can record me whilst I'm there. So yeah, we'll get into that. Hopefully Inter don't embarrass me when I'm there, because we're not even sitting with the Inter fans. We'll be sat in the kind of the general area, which would probably be Man City fans. Yeah, so there won't be no post-match. Well, no live post-match for sure, but maybe like a from the car reaction, something like that. Yeah, maybe. And as I said, I'm coming after work, so I'll be able to like chill out before the game or see you guys. But yeah, maybe let's see. Maybe I'll try my best to see you if I can, bro. ChatGPT said, ChatGPT, I'm still waiting for you to release the Limone Ball sweatshirts. You definitely make it back. Well, the Limone Ball t-shirts are still available. if you click on some link below on my video. But they're not sweatshirts, unless you mean specifically sweatshirts. I can make it. I mean, because I don't make them physically. It's just the company. I just have to put the design on the sweatshirt. So let me know, Carlos, if you want it. I always say yes. Like even last year, I said yes. But then last year there was like, you know, other things that happened in my life that made it that I couldn't make it out there. But I do want to try this year for sure. But I don't have any plans. I don't have any plans at the moment. Personage is funny in real life as in Twitter. Yeah, he is. He's a funny guy. Obviously, he hasn't got the memes. You know, on Twitter, he's got the meme game. You can't like meme your way through real life. But he is a funny guy in real life as well. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Disappointing performance, disappointing result, but it is what it is. We go on to the next. We got a big game against Man City. Hopefully, to do much better there. If you're watching this afterwards, let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. Appreciate you, all the 62 people that are still here. Please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Ciao ragazzi.